Hey, you. Welcome back to the Redefining You podcast. It's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute, like all of July, I would say. And for good reason. I was resting. I needed to take a break. Let's just call it a sabbatical. But your girl is back and she's ready for episode number 8, right? It's August, new beginnings. Here we are. But I'm sure you're looking for an explanation because it's like, Dree, I thought we were being consistent, and we are. But let's just start off with the gem dropping from the very beginning. Do not let your desire to be consistent cause you to become abusive to yourself. I am an advocate for, maintaining your mental. If that means taking a break, if that means halting, do that. Do not let your goals be the reason that you find yourself in a grave. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Mic drop early in the episode, y'all. Like, I cannot tell you how mentally, physically, and I'll even say spiritually exhausted I had been in the month of July. And it was just a lot of stuff going on. I went on vacation. It's like, that's good stuff. It's like, but sometimes you need a vacation from the vacation. And literally 1 week turned into, okay, I'm still tired. I need another week. And by that time, things just kept transpiring. But let's get into some of the updates. So I am a full football mom out here. Yes, my baby Caleb, the oldest one. He is now the tight end for the Coral Springs Chargers. So we are out here, you know what I'm saying? We're out here every every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're at practice every evening. And then he will have his first game this coming Saturday in Miami, and we will have a game every Saturday until the ship, because there's a good chance that they'll make it this year. So it's been exceptionally busy for the Wynn household, in addition to all the other things that we're required to do. We're parents, we work full time, so yeah, here we are. I cannot tell you, y'all, I'm gonna be, honest. I can't tell you how much of a struggle it was for me to get here and do this right now. Like, it was such a battle. And I know that it's because, we've been out of the routine for a little bit, but it was so much deeper than that. And I started to really think, like, God, what is it? Like, I have no motivation to pick up this microphone and record. And if I'm gonna be honest and transparent, guys, it's because I didn't want to be pouring from an empty glass. Like, I ain't got nothing to give. Most days after I finish my work day, after I take my baby to football practice, or even just trying to catch a break, in addition to going to the gym and stuff, it's just been insane. Just trying to stay on top of things, trying to stay on top of my physical health, trying to stay on top of everything else. It's just been a lot going on. But I'm back and I'm here, and I'm gonna do my best to be 100% and show up for y'all, because I'm here. If I'm become correct. And we're not gonna half step today. It's not gonna be a long episode because I'm still tired. I gotta be honest. I'm still tired. I'm still recovering. Pray for me. If that's what I need. I need prayer. That God will give me, that second wind that I need. My husband was asking, he's like, is it depression? I'm like, it's not even a depression. It's not even a depression. It's literally just being spiritually tired. And it could be because of the different spirits that I've been entertaining. Just people come with their own level of stuff. So when you trying to, establish relationships and, just be out there, it's a lot. It's a lot for me. I've found that as I've gotten a little bit older, I will step back quick. If your energy is off, and I don't know, we talk about the energies and stuff, but if your spirit off, it impacts mine. And now that I'm in this new group, in this new setting, doing these new things, I am by force having to entertain these things. You know, you don't want to be the person, oh, she thinks she, no. You know, you try to be, trying to be, out there with your baby, but you can't help but hear conversations and just different things that literally suck the life out of you. So if you can't do anything else, protect you. I needed that break. And now that I'm here, now that I'm just talking to you guys, the strength is coming back. That motor is beginning to run again, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be here, y'all. I needed this moment right now with y'all. So pray for me. Please pray for me that, God will just give me the grace that I need to walk through this next season. And my mama keeps telling me, you signed up for this. You make your schedule. I do. And I never want to think that I've bitten off more than I can chew, especially when it comes to this podcast, because I know that it's directly related to my purpose. And God has given me a word, and he's given me the gift of gab. So who am I to withhold it from anyone? But I definitely need just the grace of God to carry me through this next and just different season, because I didn't know this level of adulting. Like, I knew my stuff, but when you got your kids stuff too, oh, that's a whole nother ball game. So yeah, just pray for me. Y'all, we're going to get ready to talk about something just so important that I think that we as a community have been skipping over. And it's just the importance, the importance of rest, y'all. Like, and I'm not even talking about just going to sleep, going to bed. There's a level of rest. And even Pastor Michael Todd, one of my favorites, he talks about it. He takes off the entire summer, with his family, just for a spiritual sabbatical. And I don't know if I'll do something that long, because eventually I'm like, okay, well, what am I gonna do with myself? But at some point there has to be a halt, and a halt from everything that drains you, that costs you something. You got to take a break. You got to pump the brakes, y'all. Like, there is something, I felt something after I got back from vacation, and my husband went on a vacation. So I was trying to jump back into everything, doing everything as usual. And I didn't have help because my husband was on vacation again after our vacation. And I just felt myself spiraling that week. I was getting so frustrated. I was forgetful. I was literally out of it. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. And then when you find yourself being less productive, for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, I feel myself a feeling of guilt. Oh, well, there's people who would kill to be in your shoes. Don't listen to those thoughts. You are human. And I can't tell you how many times I had to tell myself over this break, because I felt myself feeling convicted. Well, Dre, you committed to something and you're not sticking to it, but you can't allow your commitments and your desire to be consistent to take precedence over your wholeness, over your mental wholeness, y'all. Nothing else can come before that. No relationship, no child, nothing can come before that. Because if you're not okay, nothing else is going to be okay. Nothing else is going to be able to flourish. That saying that you can't pour from an empty glass is so true. Take a break without the guilt. I didn't stop feeling guilty about not doing this podcast until last week. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't stop feeling guilty until last week. July was a whole 4 weeks. A whole 4 weeks. And I didn't stop feeling guilty until just last week. And then here I am this week. I'm back on it. I was like, you know what? We're gonna give it a fresh start. August 1, we in there. New beginnings, we in there. But I needed it. I needed that level of rest. Even though I was still running. My responsibilities have not slimmed by any means necessary. But the pockets of rest that I was able to pick up, the amount of just nothingness, those moments of nothingness that I was able to soak in, I soaked them in. And it wasn't until last week that I did it without guilt. But rest, y'all. There's only one you. There's only so much you can do in a day. And you deserve it. You deserve the right to rest. And that's the title of this I was gonna say Thoughtful Thursday. I'm gonna get y'all this Redefining You podcast. You have the right to rest. You're not superhuman. You're not a robot. You're not, this person who doesn't get that right. Like, we all deserve the right to be rested. Like, I remember so vividly, like, when I was early in my parenting, when my babies were babies, like infants, and how exhausted I was, like sleep deprived, exhausted. I felt that, but on a spiritual level, like I literally felt heavy these last couple weeks. Not like I don't have it to give. I ain't got it. If it costs me, a care, I ain't got it. Like, there's some days I just didn't call nobody because I ain't got it. I ain't got it right now. Like, I was literally battling, trying to pick it up and have it. Because if anybody got it, Dree normally got it. But I'm getting to a place in my life where I'm being transparent about what I need and about what I want. And I need somebody to check on me sometimes. And that be okay. Like, I need to be able to not have a responsibility for a little bit without being called the deadbeat. Like, I need it. It's what I need. And I'm so grateful to God that I was able to have that moment, that he's replenishing and refilling my tank. Even as we speak, as I do this podcast, I can feel him just replenishing my strength that I didn't have. I didn't have it to give y'all. So I didn't want to be pouring out dust, giving y'all the dust, because I didn't have it to give y'all. Rest. You have the right to. All right? Whatever that looks like for you. If that is physical rest, like taking a nap, take it. If that's going outside and sitting in your car without having any noise, do it. If your rest is reading a book, my mind couldn't even be mentally engaged enough to finish the book that I started, that I'm almost done with. I just didn't have it to give. I just didn't have it to give. And God has been, just revealing some different things that, some of those people that you want so desperately to help and to, see through this thing, and take your hands off of that. Because it comes with a whole lot of extra responsibility that you're not able to carry right now. And I'm dealing with that too. I'll deal with that as it comes, y'all, because we're going to be real. We're going to grow and we're going to glow. And we're going to talk about the real and the raw and the ugly. And we're going to do it without shame. We're going to do it without shame on this podcast, y'all. I want to free y'all up from just pretending. Like, let's not live a faux lifestyle. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Please. Keep it 100. Like, let's be honest about the things that are plaguing us, plaguing our minds, the thoughts that are running rampant in our heads that we don't want nobody to know. We can talk about those too. It's just been a lot going on, y'all. And I'm grateful to God that I have rest. I have rested. And I will continue to find pockets of rest, whatever that looks like. All right? Rest, y'all. You have the right to. we're going to transition right into our redefining moment. So I told y'all my baby is playing football. Well, when I go to football practice, it's always an event. It's always something going on. I'll just say that. But watching my children grow up and grow out of their, need for me has been emotional and rewarding and really just life altering, because I realize, that saying that you keep saying good morning. I'm going to keep saying good morning and realize that my babies are literally no longer babies. I have a 6-year-old and an almost 5-year-old, and I still remember the time of their birth. Like, I still remember what their little wrinkled faces looked like over that curtain after I had my C-section. Like, I still remember so vividly those images and the time that just keeps passing. The time that just keeps passing without our permission, without our opt-in, it just keeps passing. But what became so evident to me is that the world, doesn't stop when we do. The most, eye-opening part about death is that when I'm gone, when I expire, the world will keep going. Now, I know that, me not being here will impact a lot of people, or so I think, but eventually time will move on. Time will pass. The sting will feel a little bit less, I imagine, and their life will continue and carry on. It's been so evident, like watching, certain players come to practice and certain players not come to practice. And then when it's game day, when it's time to perform and put on, like, I've watched just how whoever's shown up, they play. And it doesn't matter who's there, who's not. It doesn't matter, if the star isn't there or if they're not playing at their best. You still move forward. You still keep going. I really want to humble some of us, because I think sometimes we don't rest because we think that the world will stop if we do, and it won't. The world does not spin and orbit around you and your existence and your showing up. It revolves around God being God. It does. He's gonna God without us. And I realize that people are still being saved. Babies are still being born. People are still having their lives changed. People are still, coming out of their depression without our assistance. This redefining moment was just a reminder that we're just vessels. We're mouthpieces. And sometimes we need to be reminded of our insignificance in God's plan. He chooses who he desires to. And if you're out of pocket for a minute because you're resting, trust me, he has a replacement. God mandates us to rest. And if he's giving you that right to rest, you make sure that you lean into that rest. He's got somebody in the pocket to fill in, to fill those voids and to fill those gaps. That's this week's redefining moment, y'all. All right, episode 8, I believe, or it could be 9, but I think it's episode 8 is in the books and it's done, y'all. We did it. And I'm going to try to keep these individual ones underneath 20 minutes. And yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'm happy that I didn't lose any subscribers. I only have a few anyway, but I didn't lose any subscribers. The world didn't crumble around me. Like, I'm sure people will still listen to this next podcast, and I hope you do, because I think it's so important that we be reminded that the buck doesn't start or end with us. Like, we're insignificant in so many ways, and the world will still keep moving if you take care of you. Show up, but show up your best. And the only way that you can show up your best is if you rest. All right? Y'all have an amazing, amazing week. Finish strong. And I'll see you next time. Bye.